Hi, it's Daniel with Bonanza once again. Today we're gonna do some testing on honing and shining powders made by StoneTech. I've actually never used them before, so this is going to be a great experiment. We've got some white Carrara marble, which is very popular for honing, and these are shiny pieces right here. So we're going to take the polish off and restore it all the way to a shine, hopefully. A lot of people nowadays, they use acids to remove the polish, and of course the acid will remove the polish but will give a rough feel to the material. So what we're going to try achieving here is a honed smooth finish, and we're going to start out with 180 grit honing powder, and then to 280, 400, 600, 800, and then from 800 it goes to the polishing powder, which is about a 1500, and then final shining powder, which is 2000 grit. Some people may be able to step, but we're going to jump from one to another, but we're going to try each one. The process will require us mixing about a cup of water to one 3-ounce portion of honing powder. And these honing powders can be bought and purchased in larger containers on StoneTech Direct. And we're going to mix it up, put it onto the material, and see where it takes us. So I've mixed up about a cup of water with a sample of honing powder, and it doesn't really mix up in a consistency that I thought it would. To me, it should mix up like a paste. So I'm going to use the paste and apply it to the material and work that paste into the material. And here we're doing about, this is a 180 grit, so it should be fairly aggressive. And of course, we're going to want to clean everything up afterwards. So we followed the instructions, which I may have not read correctly, which is mixing a cup of water with the honing powder, and I think it was really too liquidy. And so what we're going to try now is spraying the stone with a sprayer, and then putting the powder on and working that into the stone. We did notice that when we created a pasty consistency, that it did take away the polish. So you can see this side versus this side, which is shinier. And the hog's hair pad that we're using is holding the contents of the abrasive in the pad itself. And what we need to do is wash this thoroughly so that we don't repeat the process. So up till now we've spent maybe 5-10 minutes working with this the honing powders, and you can see this gorgeous satin Carrara white, how it's been honed perfectly, very smooth feeling, very soft. If you go from the polished side to the unpolished side, the feeling is almost the same. Difference with acid is that it'll end up being rough. This is a 280. We went 180, 280, and I think it's pretty perfect. Depends on your homeowner what they want, but I think that's pretty nice. So we went through the 280 grit, created a really nice hone on the white marble. We're going to go to the 400, see what that looks like. Should look pretty good. Instead, we're going to just apply the powder directly to the stone. I already pre-wet the material with a spray bottle, and that seems to work out pretty nice. until 400 grit, turned out like a nice hone, and we're going to move on to 600 grit where we're going to start polishing again. And I'm going to probably feather this into the polished section and see if we can get back to an original shine with the shining powder when we get to the end. So we've gone through all the grits up to 800 grit and in the honing powders, and now we're going to try the polishing powder, which is a 1500 grit, and see if we can get that shine to pop back the way it originally was. So we just finished up the polishing powder, and we're going to move on to the shining powder, see if we can get some shine back into this white marble. Should be easy, but you never know. So this powder has little yellow flakes in it, and from my experience, this has been, I've seen it in other factories that make polishing powders, and this might be a shellac. Yeah, we'll see how it works. So we just finished up with the shining powder, and the finish is pretty close to the original finish, but you do have a little bit of an orange peel effect on the sides. Sometimes that would be satisfactory to some people, or it could just be inexperience on my part. But pretty much it's shinier, and it came up to a pretty nice polish.